Welcome back, guys, to Doc Loyal Talks Comics, and tonight we're going to talk about Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 20, Season of the Witch, part 5 of 5. This is written by Kelly Thompson with art by Hayden Sherman, and I've got to tell you that Hayden Sherman, with each issue, his composition, let's see, where is it? His layouts and his panels and his progression and storytelling just keeps getting better and better each issue. Now, you've had the Zatanna and Zatara fighting against this Iron Maiden, this giant Iron Maiden, and eventually it captures Diana. And even though she's trying to rip out something, then something else will replace it, like a Hydra, that she even mentions that. And at the end, through the storyline, she's going through all of these tests, and they're trying to make her bleed, they're trying to extract, they're trying to see what her limits are, okay? Veronica and her team have just absolutely set their sights on trying to figure out what's going on with Wonder Woman and how they can hurt her, as witnessed by this particular panel here. And unfortunately, she gets saved, but it's an unfortunate save because you have Hades and Persephone talking about why they never worked out, why things didn't happen, between the two of them. And he says, it's because I had the opportunity to save you and I didn't, right? Is that what happened? Is that why you can't love me? And also he says, because you cannot love someone who enslaved you. He said, I had a chance after I understood. I had a chance to free you and I failed. And so it is different. When you're with somebody and they love you and you love them, it's a natural thing. It flows, it ebbs, it goes up and down, it waxes, it wanes. And when you enslave somebody, I remember seeing an episode, I think it was the final episode of Transformers Prime, and Megatron had been captured by a bigger bad than himself. And in the end, Starscream is screaming, we've got to capture Prime, we've got to destroy the Autobots. And he says, I no longer have a taste for demeaning and berating others and enslaving them. And to paraphrase, Starscream, he says, why do you feel this way? And he's like, because it happened to me and it has been done to me. So I don't want to force anybody else at any time to feel that way, to feel that pain, to feel that anguish and that helplessness. And unfortunately, due to the timing, somebody else is still trapped by Veronica and her team. And she goes and shows the video to this girl, and she says, you're still trapped here. You would have thought that Wonder Woman would have tried to come to save you, but instead, she had eaten one of Persephone's seeds. And I'm not going to get into the details of that story, but she has to go somewhere for a certain amount of time. And so she was saved, but that was because she was pulled to where she has to go. So it was a very great ending, in my opinion, to how the story goes. And it shows now that Wonder Woman is going to be even angrier than before, because where she's trapped at, she's trapped there for a month. She can't leave. And she says, I've abandoned somebody that I care for. I've abandoned somebody that I promised to keep safe. And, Kelly Thompson is absolutely knocking it out of the park on this book. You get certain writers that really know their characters and can feel who they are, what they are, how things are going with that character. That's why, in my opinion, that Peter Parker has been such a down on his luck character. It's not necessarily the editors, it's the way that the character has been written. Realistically, And I've seen that some writers that I really admire, like Roger Stern, have said that MJ should have never been Peter Parker's true love, that it was always Gwen Stacy. But Gwen's been gone. Gwen is gone. We have to move on. And in that space, Mary Jane filled that space very organically. And here you get to see that Kelly understands Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman's plight of trying to be in the quote-unquote world of man and try to show them the strength, the dignity, the empowerment, that comes along with womanhood, with being a woman instead of a child. And so it's a story about growth for her, but it's also a story about growth as you read the title. You come to understand more and more that it's not all about the childish things, but instead it's about having real conversations with people. It's about caring about those people and how they are and how their day is going. And so, not to get mushy and things like that, but comics can teach you so much if you just listen. It's more than just a story. Instead, it is truly something groundbreaking. If the writer gets the character and has a good setting and manages to stick the landing at the end, which is not always a foregone conclusion, then you have an absolute banger on your hands of a story, as long as you have a good artist to tell that writer's story. So anyway, guys, if you hadn't had a chance to, go pick up Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 20. It is the only Absolute book I'm still reading, and like I said, I believe I'm going to drop it after this issue just due to monetary constraints. It's one of my favorite books every month. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I hope that they keep Hayden Sherman on there for a very long time because he's an amazing artist. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time each and every time, and I got a lot more great videos coming up, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe. The channel is inching its way towards 300 subscribers. I picked up a few new ones over the past few days, so welcome, guys. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you enjoy the content. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.